WUSA 9 Weather Impact is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan.
I'm meteorologist Caitlin McGrath, and we will kick off the weekend with lots of clouds around on Saturday. I'm sorry, it's not going to be the prettiest day, but it will be more comfortable than it's been as of late. We'll have temperatures back in the mid-40s throughout the afternoon, which is still about 5 degrees below average, but it's better than the 30s where we've been stuck over the past couple of days. So it will be cold to start, temperatures in the 20s and low 30s throughout the early morning hours of Saturday, but throughout the afternoon, despite those thick clouds, temperatures do make it back in the mid-40s. And then overnight Saturday into early Sunday morning, we have a quick moving burst of snow that's going to quickly coat surfaces and lead to some minor accumulation by the time you wake up Sunday morning. But the last of the snow is already out of here by 7-8 o'clock. So unless you're up late Saturday night or super early Sunday morning, you're probably not actually going to see the snow fall. You'll just wake up to a little bit of light accumulation Sunday morning. And then we spend most of the day on Sunday with partly cloudy skies, temperatures crashing throughout the day. It is going to be windy and it is going to be very, very cold. We have a big blast of Arctic air moving in as we look ahead to Sunday. But big game on Saturday. We've got Army versus Navy playing up at M&T Bank Stadium. If you're heading up into Baltimore, it is going to be cloudy and chilly. Definitely dress for temperatures in the 40s that maybe feel a little bit more like the 30s, especially once the sun goes down for the second half of the game. So heavy layers, hat, gloves, scarves. You know the deal. And then later Saturday night, we start to see some of that light snow develop. There could be a few rain sprinkles, maybe some flurries north of D.C. around dinner time Saturday night. Snow is already going to be piling on out toward the mountains. This is a big snow event for parts of the Alleghenies, but the snow takes a little bit longer to arrive around the metro area. This is right around 11 o'clock. We start to see some more snow showers developing along 270 and 68, but then it's really overnight where we see that steady burst of snow develop, and it is going to be a thin band. Notice that sharp cutoff of where we have snow and where we don't. The farther north and west you are from D.C., you really don't walk away with much, if anything, from this little winter weather event. And as we head through the early morning hours of Sunday, it is out of here in no time. Again, this is not going to be a big snow maker. Some areas walk away with very little at all, but where we see that heavier band of snow could pick up a quick inch, maybe two. But most of the day on Sunday is just partly cloudy, windy, and really, really cold. So right now we're going 1 to 3 for areas you see shaded there in blue. And again, it really depends where we see that band. Right now it's staying right along the 95 corridor, but it could wiggle a little farther north or south, which is why we have that kind of wider band for now. And I really do think most areas are between 1 and 2 inches. Maybe we get a 3-inch total back toward Baltimore or farther off to the north and east, but I would bank on 1, maybe 2. At most, if you are closer to the 95 corridor. Elsewhere, a dusting to an inch, maybe. But again, farther north and west, you might not get anything at all. But the mountains are looking at a good winter storm. That's why we have winter storm warnings in effect and winter weather advisory. So please keep that in mind if you are traveling west this weekend. Also over toward the eastern shore, we have winter weather advisories for 2 to 4 inches of snow. That warning is for 4 to 8 inches. But notice, nothing across our area because we're just not going to get that much snow out of this one. Now, another reason to look up in the sky this weekend is the Geminid meteor shower. It is one of the best meteor showers because the meteors are bright and frequent. At its peak, which is Saturday night and Sunday night, you can expect 100 to 150 meteors per hour. Now, Saturday night, a wash. It's going to be cloudy. It's going to be snowing across parts of the area. You're really not going to see any meteors. But Sunday night, it's going to be frigid cold, but skies will be clear and you have a really good shot at seeing it. Now, of course, to see this, you want to try and get away from the city, away from light pollution, and look east. The best time to see it is right after midnight and around 2 a.m. That's whenever the constellation Gemini is the highest in the sky, and you do have the best chance of seeing some of those meteors. So hopefully some of our weather watchers catch some photos and we can share them with you next week. So as far as that frigid air goes, that's going to be the big story once we get past this little bit of snow Saturday night and into early Sunday. We're talking about wind chills by Sunday afternoon. This is 12 o'clock in the single digits and low teens. And by Sunday night, this is 7 o'clock, everyone feeling like the single digits. It is going to be bitterly cold as we head through Sunday night and into Monday morning. This is Monday morning at 7 a.m., getting the kids off to the bus stop, gearing up for that morning commute. We're talking about potentially dangerously cold temperatures if you don't take cold safety precautions. And keep in mind, these are the feels like temperatures. So that's what it feels like to your exposed skin. That's why we always tell you to try and bundle up to cover as much skin as possible. Hats, gloves, scarves, they're going to make all the difference as we head through Monday. And this is Monday right around noon. Only feeling like the teens, and even later on in the afternoon and evening, the best it ever feels is the low 20s on Monday. Now, thankfully, this Arctic blast is really short-lived. By Tuesday, temperatures climbing back into the low 40s, upper 40s, close to average by Wednesday. And then as we get to the 18th of December, that is Thursday, that is likely going to be our first day of the month with temperatures that are above average. It has been a very cold start to December, but the second half of the month is looking to trend above and much closer to average than how we've started things. So the 7-day forecast, only watching that one little blip of snow Saturday night into early Sunday morning. That's our only storm on the horizon. Otherwise, we have nice sunny skies to partly cloudy skies as we look ahead to next week, and temperatures that do gradually warm day by day until we wind up in the mid to upper 50s by the end of the week.